political affairs reporter Murimi Mwangi has been covering that story for us and now brings us an update from Beijing, China.
The final day of the 6th Forum on China-Africa Cooperation happening here in Beijing, China. The climax of the event is the bilateral talks between President Xi Jinping and the visiting heads of state from Africa, among them President Uhuru Kenyatta, who will be seeking to entrench the China-Kenya partnership that, of course, is evident in the major infrastructural changes happening in Kenya, courtesy of loans and projects being undertaken by the Chinese.
Da vida da população local.
I will put more emphasis on the environment and the resources. This way, more favorable conditions will be fostered for long-term and sustainable development.
President Uhuru Kenyatta will be pushing for an additional 350 billion shillings loan from the Chinese for the final stretch of the SGR from Naivasha to Kisumu. That, of course, after the ongoing construction work between Nairobi and Naivasha, the first stretch of the SGR from Mombasa to Nairobi was completed ahead of last year's polls in a record 2.5 years at a cost of 327 billion.
In the next 3 years, in a 3-year plan of action, 2019-2021, in terms of the projects that bring meaning, that give traction to Africa's 2063 agenda, and particularly within, again, the framework of deepening intra-Africa trade.
But even as these discussions and bilateral talks continue, part of the headache for African countries has been the increasing debt due to these loans being advanced by various lenders, particularly from China. In Kenya, the Kenyan loan to China standing at well over 500 billion.
We are looking forward to really increasing the trade between Kenya and Africa, and especially Kenya and China. And for us, that's why we're here. We realize there's a big gap between our imports and our exports, and between China and Kenya. And we're looking at what are the issues. Is it trade barrier? Are they non-trade tariff barriers? Are they tariff barriers? What can we do? You know, how do we get more of our goods coming to China?
Remember, the visit to China is President Uhuru Kenyatta's latest of his global charm offensive. Earlier, before his travel here, he had met British Prime Minister Theresa May, that had been preceded by his meeting with US President Donald Trump at the White House. Later this month, President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected to attend the UN General Assembly in New York. From Beijing, China, my name is Murimi Mwangi reporting for KTN News.
Thank you so much, Murimi Mwangi, for that detailed report. Now,